There is absolutely no possibility of having any pleasure in life at all without skill.
Alright, you ready? What's up, guys? I'm gonna answer every single question everyone asked me on my YouTube channels. I'm surprised there weren't more questions. There's only like 100. I was figuring there'd be at least 1,000 because I have 1,000 subscribers.
Baby, I like your style.
Okay, so question number 1 comes from Quinn Tolkien. Why did you leave Canada? How did you meet Elliot? That's a 2-part question. Why did I leave Canada? The moose infestation was getting too severe. The cities were just overrun, and I was the only one in my family to make it out alive, so I just had to make a run for it. How did I meet Elliot? I met Elliot at the Strength Camp 2, the second strength camp they had where he made most of his videos, at a strength camp, strength clinic workshop. One of those is coming up actually November 5th, so that's pretty cool that I'm going to be helping out with that. That's how I met him the first time. This question comes from iTech Ultra. Will I get an imbalance in my hips from constantly split jerking with my right foot forward? And if so, how do I fix this imbalance? Will you get an imbalance from doing that? Probably, yeah. If so, how do you fix this imbalance? I like to do split jerks, presses from the split jerk position, and I do those with my right leg forward and with my left leg forward, maybe more with my left leg forward because I only do it with my right leg forward all the time. You know what I mean? So switch it up a little bit. Thoughts on creatine? If I bulked too hard, first of all, you can't bulk too hard.
Bulk too hard, motherfuckers.
You can't bulk too hard. I'm not even gonna answer this question. And you're now at 16% body fat. If you bulk too hard, you should be at about 40%. What are you talking about? What should your diet approach be? Bulk harder. Maintain, cut, or keep bulking with less calories. Bulk with less calories? First of all, it's fewer calories. Second of all, keep bulking, man. Get it up to 40%. You wanna get strong or not? Was 9/11 forged by the government? Who is Snoke in Star Wars? VII, what is that, 6? 7? Will you fight, I'll answer the last part of this. Will you fight Cali Muscle for charity, but the charity goes to Cali Muscle because he will need to pay the hospital bills? Are you saying Cali Muscle would beat me in a fight? Because he wouldn't. I definitely would beat Cali Muscle in a fight. Number 1, I did a jiu-jitsu tournament once. Number 2, I'm very agile, I'm very quick, and Cali Muscle is a little bit too bulky. Alright, I think I would take him. This guy is obsessed with creatine. Should we use creatine while cutting? I answered your last question. You should not be cutting. We're bulking. Okay? Winter is coming. Would you recommend your first or second program? Oh, I started with bodybuilding, but it got stale. This summer, I got into weightlifting, coaching myself with the help of your videos. Now I'm looking for something in between. This way I can keep weightlifting, but also make gains. That's from my name is 90F1. Cool. I would say if you're looking for a mixture of bodybuilding and weightlifting, the Aesthetic Lifter is probably a better program for you, just because it's going to also focus on looking better at the same time, whereas the Advanced Power Academy is more for people who are wanting to focus on weightlifting. So either one will be really great for you, but if you are focused on aesthetics and bodybuilding and also want to get better at weightlifting, that one's probably a little bit more up your alley. Front squat or back squat? From Luke Breen. Both. Lachlan says, do you regret not getting straight A's on your French test and becoming a French person? No, because now I'm a goddamn American and it feels good not to know French, not to know nothing, because this country is the best in the world and I wouldn't move anywhere else for nothing, alright? God damn, I love this country. LaPranet says, bro, do you even lift? Watch what I'm gonna do to that question right now. I'm gonna dislike it? Alright, that's your answer, buddy. This question comes from Puya Amadian, who is one of my first personal training clients of all time. This guy's a badass. He was living in Canada by himself at the time. His parents were still living in Iran, and he scraped together some money to get personal training sessions, and I was able to work with him for a long time. He's a really cool guy. Now he is studying to become an engineer. The dude's got a six-pack. He's got a massive beard. He teaches water aerobics classes. I mean, what more could you ask for in a man? And he says, what are 3 books you would recommend? The first book I would recommend, which I always recommend, is Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. That book will, upon first reading, change your perspective on your entire life, and if it doesn't, read it again, it certainly will. That's a really great book. Another really good book that I've read and that I'm rereading right now is The 7 Habits of Highly Successful People by Stephen Covey. That book just encapsulates all the principles that are really important to live your life by, and I've taken a lot of great knowledge from that book. And the third book I would recommend is The Help, because that book was awesome. I haven't seen the movie though. Ben Wags asks, are 2 workouts a day a smart idea? I don't know, there's like no context there. Yes, very smart. A very astute decision to work out twice a day. So this guy, a norm just like you, says, if I only have 2 to 3 days to train during the week, what are the best exercises / workout plans for those days in order to gain max strength and size? Also, should I eat in a caloric surplus on the days I'm not training? Thanks for all the info and awesome workout footage, by the way. Keep it up. Cool, thank you, a norm just like you. So if you only have 2 to 3 days to train, really what you want to do is put first things first, which is a principle I learned from 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. And by putting first things first, you're going to prioritize exercises that use the most muscle mass and will elicit the most change in your body, which would be squatting, front and back squat, deadlifting, overhead pressing, and bench pressing. So doing a really simple 5x5 program, 3 days a week, squatting, benching, deadlifting, doing some pull-ups, doing some other types of pulls would be the best workout plan to follow. So just look up a simple 5x5 or starting strength style program, and that's going to give you the most bang for your buck. Obviously it's not an optimal way to train, but it's going to give you what you need. Should I eat in a caloric surplus on the days I'm not training? That really depends on what your goals are, so I'd have to have a little bit more information on that, but I'm assuming you're wanting to bulk like the guy I answered questions about previously, so don't eat in a caloric surplus. Crank those babies up. What is the best, this is from Chester Xizos. What is the best way to fix ankle immobility to reach depth better in a squat? I currently have to take a wider stance and it caused me to have less of an upright torso than I'd like. Buy weightlifting shoes. What is the best way possible out there, excluding use of steroids, to get a bigger squat from Nate? Squat more. What age did you start training at? Are dick ups recommendable for all kinds of gains? Haha, very funny. I started weight training when I was 22, so I got a little bit of a late start into the game, and
Is that a...
The mooses are back. Back to the questions. How are you so sexy? I got it from my mama. This guy, Casper Miskelrek, says, "What's up, Mark? How you doing? What's up, Casper Misk? Hey, man." Okay, this guy who writes to me in looks like Hebrew script says, "What's your perspective on the Ido Portal method?" Check out my video called The New Movement Culture. That's where you'll get my perspective. But in all honesty, Ido Portal is the man. and I've utilized a lot of his stretches and strengthening protocols, and they've made me better at all the things I like to do, like weightlifting and hanging out in the park, wearing all kinds of different gear. What's the best weightlifting program to follow for a martial artist? Thanks, from Drew Wilson. Mine, Drew. Mark, how did you get such killer quads there, bud? Oh, this is from Sherpies. Holy heck there, bud. Thanks for the question. Now, if you want to get quads that'll cause people to say, ever nice quads there, bud, what you got to do is you got to squat a lot. Now, I have chicken legs by nature. I remember one time I'd been training a lot, getting all jacked and whatnot, and my mom saw me one day in the kitchen and I was proudly not wearing my shirt, you know, cooking up some eggs, and she was like, hey Mark, isn't your lower body supposed to be proportional to your upper body? And I went to my room and cried harder than I did the day the Mises invaded Canada. So what I'd say is just squat a lot. Front squat, back squat, lunges, but heavy weights, high volume, and you'll get killer quads there, bud. Hey man, love the videos. What camera do you guys at Strength Camp use? I'm wondering about the slow motion. How do you get that? Thanks, from Maverick Strength. I have no idea. How do you pick up girls? Snatch or deadlift? I'm gonna skip one. It's a little weird. It's a weird question. Hey Mark, it's Mike from St. Augustine. What's up, Mike? Mike is a really cool guy too. In general, my feet point outwards more than most people's. Coaches have tried to correct that. Blah blah blah. This is a long question, Mike. The question is, when should I be looking to point my feet straight or outward when lifting? You can have your feet pointing slightly outward, no more than a 45-degree angle. I usually say when squatting, it's much more comfortable for most people. Ideally, you'd have your toes pointing straight forward, but for most people, that's not that realistic. So no more than a 45-degree angle pointing out should be very comfortable. And when you're doing lunges, you should probably have your feet pointing straight forward. Other than that, on squats, you can let your feet point out just a little bit. No big deal. Armando Macias. Very cool name, sir. Do you think having a period of time where you focus more on hypertrophy will help with strength gains? Probably, because you can't lift weights with bones, my friend. So you gotta build those muscles. Luke Braga, I feel like I've answered a question from this guy before, but I'm gonna answer it again. If I'm doing a 3-day on, 1-day off routine, which is chest, back, arms, shoulders, legs, how often should I train my abs to build up my abdominal muscle? Every day, man. Like, yeah, do it every day. Sure, do some planks, do some toes to bar. Honestly, when I did a lot of rock climbing when I first started training, and I just did abs all the friggin' time, and now I just got, yeah, I did. Like, I'd always do like hanging leg stuff, different angles, trying to do planches and levers and stuff like that, and now I just have, like, it looks like I'm fat because of my abs are very thick. Should I show? It just looks like I'm a fat person, but it looks like I'm... Okay, next question. From Nick I don't know what this guy's name is. Have you ever successfully completed a bar behind the feet jerk? Yes. Denise Lennon says, what was going on with your pants? What do you mean? What pants?
She's probably talking about the ones with the hole in the crotch.
Oh,
that's
you
Denise.
Yeah, I know it's Denise. You mean every single pair of pants I own?
You
except
ripped
for
them all.
These ones? Hey, when you're squatting low, if people often ask me, Mark, how do I know if I'm squatting low enough? Here's how. If every single pair of pants you own just has a destroyed crotch, you're probably squatting low enough. Or you're storing oranges in your pants again, and stop it, it's weird. Don't do that. No one likes crotch oranges. Hi Mark. Hi Tim. Mayor. Currently my routine includes squat, deadlift, military press, etc. What does etc. mean? That could mean anything. Latin ballroom dancing. What else? Come on, man. Write everything you do in there. How important is it to wear weightlifting shoes? About as important as it is to fully articulate your full question. God. Very important, Tim. Oh, I hate this guy already. Style 4X. Don't like you. For maximum long-term strength building, colon. For which range of the RPE scale should you aim most of them? In various rep ranges on the first and the last set. What are you talking about, man? I don't know what, I only know 4 words in that whole sentence, and one of them is a colon. 7. A 7. What the heck? This one comes from Taylor Hilera. What are some good hip mobility exercises? My right is tighter than my left ever since my last heavy training session. Sad face. That's another one that's very specific to the individual. Like we were just talking, Julie has some back pain, but she's very flexible in some ways, but very immobile in others. So some stretches that are good for some people are not that great for others. So I couldn't really say what a good hip mobility exercise is for you specifically, but I really like the frog pose is one. Most people are very tight in their adductors, and the couch stretch. Couch stretch right here is a really good one. Butt squeeze, core tight, sitting up nice and tall, looking off into the distance, peering out into the darkness of the really bright afternoon, looking for moose scouts who lead the moose army onto new territories. So couch stretch is great. Frog. Oh, cigarette. Very nice. Oh. You can tuck your butt under, stick it out, tuck it under, stick it out, tuck it under. Oh. 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 So those two, really like them. Oh God, why do people ask so many questions? Can I do Olympic weightlifting with kyphosis? My back runs when I try to front squat. I would do them, but keep them really light, really focus on that thoracic extension, keep your chest up, back nice and flat, but don't go super heavy if you have those kind of problems. It's just gonna get worse and worse and worse and worse. If I want to improve my overall diet, where should I look to get useful information about macros, vitamins, meal plans, etc.? julieboer.com. It's very good. Good site. How necessary is coaching for a beginner to learn the Olympic lifts? Very necessary. It's very important to have a coach, but it's hard to find a good coach these days. So Advanced Power Academy is a very good product that you can buy that will help with if you can't find a good coach. But it is really important, and it helps me a lot to get a coach. My upper back rounds over every time I hit depth on my squats. How can I fix this? Don't squat so low. So if you can squat to here with good form, and as soon as you go here, you go like that, just squat to here. You can work some pauses and slowly work your way down, okay? So don't squat so low if you can't do it. Thoughts on combining Bulgarian high-frequency training with some slight accessory volume? Thanks, Zach. Would you rather have hands for feet or feet for hands? Oh, Jordan. I'd love to have like legs on my fingers so I could, you know, run around, you know. What are some nice stretches for a perfect dead hang position? Just, you know, dead hang more. Lachlan, come on, man, use your head. How many times should you hit each muscle per week? 7. What the heck kind of question is that, Ravi?
Move the phone, because it's right in front of your face.
What kind of question is that, Ravi? I'll say it again. Hi, I wanted to know what you think about intermittent fasting. By the way, you're awesome. Thanks, Igor S. I think intermittent fasting is really great. I do it accidentally all the time. Like, I won't eat until 12 or 1, and that's how I've been able to not gain as much weight as I want to. But if you're looking to stay lean and feel kind of energized in the morning, I know that's helped me in the past. Have you ever broken a bone, and how did you recover? From Donald Lewis. I've only broken one bone. My mom, this one time, she squeezed my hand so hard that she broke my finger because I was changing the radio station so many times. I just wanted to hear California Girls, and I knew it had to be on one of the stations. I just kept changing it till we could find it. She said, "Stop doing that," and broke my finger. How did I recover? Still haven't. Have you ever struggled with mental problems? If yes, how did you overcome them? Thanks, from Bjorn. I think everyone kind of does struggle with mental problems, and reading really helped. Surrounding myself with like-minded, cool people who are very supportive also helped. Julie. And acting. So just doing things has really helped me mentally. If I just don't do anything, then I feel really shitty and sad. Have you ever tested your vertical jump? If yes, how high can you jump? I got it. Yeah. Tits or ass? Broke. What are we, 12? Why are you so damn funny and jacked at the same time? I think, well, you know what? You just start off kind of funny, and then you're all skinny and stuff, and then some girl says you're small, and then you spend the rest of your life trying to get big, so yeah. When I do, this is from Kinetic Systems. What's up, Chukka? When I do the muscle snatch plus overhead squat, do I snatch from the power position or the floor? Let's do those from the floor. It's always better to do snatch stuff from the floor because the exercise is always performed from the floor, so may as well do it the way you're supposed to. What do you think of society, and would you one day want to face and test the conditions of Mother Nature by being alone in the woods? From Akba. That's a cool question, because one of my favorite books of all time is Into the Wild by John Krakauer. All his books are actually friggin' awesome. So I think society is messed up to the extent that each individual is slightly flawed. And oh, come on, Julie, I'm trying to make a video here.
I just busted my over.
God. Yes, I want to go into nature now and just test myself against the mooses. But yeah, I've done some of the old jobs I've had have kind of given me the chance to be alone in the woods. Like I did forest firefighting, which was really cool. I've gone on some cool backpacking trips where we did a lot of hiking alone in nature. So I don't think I feel the necessity to be all by myself and test myself one-on-one against Mother Nature because we all know that happiness is only real when it's shared. So I like to do things together. How to not rip your dick off during clean pulls? I mean, if that's already happened, it's already been taken off. I don't think you need to worry about that too much. Now you don't have to worry about that. So once it's ripped off, you're good to go. It's like when Amazon women, you know, those women of folklore who were just badass fighters. They're freaking huge. They're like LeBron James, but women. They'd chop their boobs off in real life so that they could pull a bow back and just murk people with their arrows. So either chop it off or be prepared to sometimes rip it off. Do you actually like maple syrup? Yeah, I like good maple syrup, not Aunt Jemima's. This guy, Sewell, says, I would like to know what Elliot was able to teach you psychological-wise. If it is more than in one way, I leave the choice up to you. Elliot has been able to teach me a lot of things. Number one has been to spend a lot of time sharpening your axe, also from 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and spend time on yourself in order to be able to serve others. So do you, and others will be helped in that. Trump versus Hillary, neither. What was your school life like? Did you ever get bullied? I never really got bullied in a traditional sense because I was like really quick and I could run away from bullies, and I was also like very mean. Well, not really mean, but like I could make fun of bullies and then run away from them, so not really. Did you play any sports? I played soccer, hockey, cross country, badminton, until I got cut from the team in grade 10. What's your craziest night out story? Well, one time I got arrested in Chicago for trespassing on Soldier Field, and I'll tell that whole story in another video, but that was a terrible day and night. What are a few things you wish you knew when you first started working out? Number one thing is just to keep, well, I think I already knew it, but just to keep trying things. So don't be afraid to try new programs, test things out. The best way that you're gonna learn is by doing things, not from asking questions. So take more action and try more things, work harder, and that's really the best advice I could give myself when I first started working out. Can I do flat, heavy bench and overhead press and moderate incline bench in the same workout? Sure, Ben. How does it feel to have 1K subscribers? Really friggin' cool. What unilateral exercise do you recommend for weightlifters? Lunges, front rack reverse lunges. How do you get a chick who lifts? How?
Shit, I don't know.
Shit, I don't know.
I didn't say shit.
What'd you say?
I said she, and then I said I don't know.
Shit, I don't know.
Tell him.
I don't know how. You just have to, like I said, you have to sharpen your own axe, work on yourself first, and be a strong individual, so that way when another strong individual comes along, she is able to feel safe and protected around you, as opposed to just being a weak little bitch and then she comes along and beats you up and steals your lunch money. You don't want that. So make yourself strong first. What are some good scapular retraction exercises to hit the rhomboids? Because I have a weakness there. Just a lot of pulling, man. Mimo, 431, just pull a lot. Seated cable rows, bent over barbell rows, face pulls, rear delt flies. Just go crazy on the pulls. 2-to-1 in terms of pull to push ratio. So every time you do a push, do 2 pull exercises. How long ago did you start training? About 5 years ago. Lastly, why did I start? I started training because I wanted to get faster for triathlons that I was doing. I wanted to run faster, swim faster, and bike faster. So I started lifting weights, squatting and deadlifting. What motivates me? I'd say there's a lot of things that motivate me. Julie here motivates me. She is my #1 muse and gets me going every day, and just seeing her work motivates me, and just wanting to be able to empower other people through my own actions motivates me, and I know the stronger I can get in all areas of my life, the more I can help other people, so that motivates me. Ola says, is yoga something worth trying, or is it BS? Total BS, man. It sucks. Yoga's for losers. No, yoga's really good, especially if you want to meet new people who also like training. It's always in a group environment, so there's always pretty cool people in those classes, and you're going to get a benefit mentally from just the period of concentration, and physiologically just through stretching and breathing. How often should I train my abs and glutes to fix my anterior pelvic tilt? From Sam DeWard. A lot. Like, train your butt every day. You can do ab stuff every day, but that's another one that's very specific and hard for me to answer. On a scale of 1 to 10, how strongly would you recommend us high activity dudes to foam roll? James, my brother, has already answered that. 11. I think it's really important to foam roll. I like to do it not before I train, but usually after I train or in the evening. And I think it's really important just to relax and to breathe and to relieve some tension in tight muscles. Who was the most influential person in your life growing up and now? That comes from none other than Julie Boer, Health Nut Julie formerly. The most influential person in my life, I think there's a few. I read a lot of books when I was growing up, a lot about like cowboys and western type scenarios. So there's like an archetype of like what a cowboy or man was supposed to be like in those books. So that all came together in the movie The Man from Snowy River, which is a friggin' awesome movie. And there's a guy in that movie named Jim Craig. So he was kind of like the guy I gravitated towards when I was a kid, and he was the hero of that story. So he was very influential. Obviously, my parents were very influential, my grandparents, and now the most influential person in my life. I don't know. That's a very difficult question. It's hard to say that there's one person, but yeah, I don't know. I think it comes down to more of like an archetypal person, or a person I would like to be. So it's someone I've created in my own mind through all the men and women I've come across in my life. That's kind of the model I'd like to mold myself after. Mold myself after. Why is your girlfriend so sexy? And how did you guys meet? 7 likes on that? What the heck? Why is she so sexy? I don't know. Because she's just friggin' hot. I mean, have you seen her? But how did we meet? We met at the gym. Julie was an intern, and I used my position of power and influence to trick her into liking me and eventually go out with me. And now we're BFFs. Love us. Love us. Love us. Yeah, we met at the gym. Very typical. Anything else, Julie, you want to add?
No.
I took her paddleboarding this one time. It was really fun. And then we fell in love together.
That was like our first date.
Yeah, our first date was paddleboarding.
And you got me kombucha.
I brought her kombucha. I brought
Took
her
me to Dunkin'
berries.
Donuts.
Took her to Dunkin' Double D's.
Double D's.
Took her to
Got me a coffee.
Man,
What a guy.
what a guy. Now I take her to the park to film me.
Oh no.
Last question. Wow. If you had to choose between Jibbin sticking his finger in your eyeball or Farhan killing a rat and putting it on your pillow, what would you choose?